Good morning. Looking around my yard, and probably yours as well, during winter means that we see many things that are dormant. Where I live in the Four Seasons, there are plants such as this bush behind me that look absolutely dead during the winter. This is called a butterfly bush, and it is a beautiful, luxurious bush that has large, draping, soft branches that have beautiful, large cones of multiple little flowers that draw butterfly and hummingbirds during the summer. But right now, you'd never know that. And in our lives, there are often situations where we look at something that we see in front of us and we doubt that there could be anything more to it. It is only because I planted these bushes and have seen what they do each year that I can weather and hang out and be patient during winter when I see this stark bush that's just stalks and cut off branches, because I know what's coming. In our own lives, we face doubt constantly. Sometimes it's as small as a bush, wondering if it will actually bloom, or a flower, or a tree. Sometimes it's far more serious. A family member who is struggling with a life-threatening disease, or a job that I have that I'm not sure I'm going to be happy with. Not even feeling secure enough to consider what another job might look like, because I doubt that anyone would hire me given the considerations of my life and the hypotheticals, right? Situations where we doubt realities in our lives. And sometimes I think when we go to prayer, that's the last thing we want to do is take to God. We don't want the divine to see how petty we can be, or how unfaithful or unbelieving, when God says, trust, for those who love me, all things work for the good. That's from Romans. And so I think what's important for us today is to trust that God has room in God's self for our doubt, for our fear, for our concern. There is room in God when I'm not sure what I'm feeling about the future or about the present. And my prayers can be candid and honest. I don't have to keep one eye closed while I'm praying, please God, help, because in the back of my mind I don't really believe that God will. God's got bigger fish to fry, so to speak. There's wars going on in other parts of the world. Why would God listen to my tiny little prayer when I myself doubt the outcome? And yet we know for a fact that that is not the way God operates. We go back again to the Gospels and we look at Jesus. Jesus, who came to this earth intentionally that we would know what God is like, right? In seeing Jesus, we see God. Seeing the human man in front of us, we know what the divine Spirit will be doing. And so when we look at the life of Christ and we see how many times people doubted that something could be done, that's where we take heart. The centurion, the man whose son was throwing himself into the fire with epilepsy, please, Jesus, if you can do anything, please, Jesus, help my unbelief, because I know that you can do more than what my tiny faith allows for. And ultimately, the story of Thomas, one of the 12 that Jesus himself chose, who needed to stick his finger into the wounds in the hands of Jesus and his hand into the side of Jesus where the lance cut him open in order to believe. So ultimately what that tells me is that God is a broad and loving God. And even if you are a doubter, there is room for you at the table. There is room for you as a disciple of Christ. So take hope, take heart. Things are coming that we have no idea. Believe that God has the best things in store for you.